Radio Taïga et Folk on the Rock présentent Le Longe. Actualité musicale au Territoires du Nord-Ouest. Aujourd'hui, nous avons le plaisir de recevoir Jonnie Melancholy.
His words carried upon the ocean breeze as he sank beneath the tide. Those blood-soaked shores of Calamdor, where sailors fought and died. The admiral fell with Theramore because she left his side. Why this, oh daughter of the sea? Why this, did you forget your seaside days? Always the pride of our nation's eyes. How could she go astray?
My name's Johnny Macaulay, but I go by Johnny Melancholy as my stage name. I'm from the UK originally, from a little place called the Isle of Wight, just off of the south coast. Probably actually about the closest you can get to France in England. And I am a musician around town, but I also have a day job as well. I actually work for Up Here magazine, doing their graphic design and such.
Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars.
Jonnie Melancholy, de son nom John Mac, il nous dévoile l'origine et le début de ce nom d'emprunt, ce nom de scène.
For the longest time, I wanted to figure out a stage name, something that was just different from my ordinary name, and maybe something that would stand out a little bit more from sort of other performers with similar names to me. And I do a lot of, we have like a lot of pop punk and sort of, for lack of a better term, emo nights, like music nights around town. And I was doing one of those for a fundraiser for Steadily Deadly festival. And one of my friends in town, Brendan McIntosh, who also plays around town, I was playing on stage, and just before I went on, he said, by the way, you should like for this emo night, you should totally be called Johnny Melancholy, because it's very like, you know, emo-esque. It's very sort of like, yeah, poetic is a good way to put it, and sort of sad boy personified. And I genuinely thought that was amazing. I loved it. I thought that really described my music so well. A lot of my music is very like sort of, I think it's meant to be kind of personal, but like also to you listening, and like give you that sense of like maybe a little bit of sadness, but also like I feel like the word melancholy carries a weight of nostalgia, and I think that that's kind of what I try to capture.
Arrivé depuis la Grande-Bretagne en 2022, il nous dévoile comment cette immersion dans les territoires du Nord-Ouest et Yellowknife lui ont inspiré son parcours d'artiste.
Absolutely, like the music community in Yellowknife is really what influences my writing style. I mean, before I even came here, I wrote a few songs, but I could never really like find that voice. But it's really the community here, the other musicians that really help, you know, working together in a sort of community sense, that I was able to find any style in the first place. And I think that it is that community that helps you do the writing for your music.
Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter.
Johnny nous partage les sources d'inspiration de l'écriture de sa musique.
Sorry, I started using music as a means to sort of, it's kind of like a personal sort of form of therapy. So it was really very like personal at the time. There's a lot of like themes of like love and loss, heartbreak. It's kind of those were some of my main inspirations at first. But then after that became less of a problem in my life, I started to be able to reflect on, other things, difficulties with sort of more day-to-day life issues, being able to like reflection and understanding more about your life. One specific song in mind, for example, I recently wrote a new song about if you could go back in time and like change things in your life, would you? And it's meant to kind of depict this journey of it's meant to kind of depict this journey of, once you've put aside the things that worried you for so long, you start to like unpack way more things in your life, and realize that, maybe regretting and worrying about all those things in the past, well, they should stay there, and you should be just moving forward, and just learning to love yourself again. And yeah, I guess that's where the inspiration for my music comes from, is a sort of learning to love yourself again and being nostalgic about the things that made you sad because you've overcome them.
Blood-soaked shores of Kalimdor, where sailors fought and died. The emerald fell with their more because she left his side. Why this, oh daughter of the sea? Why this, did you forget your seaside days? Always the pride of our nation's eyes. How could she go astray?
Johnny nous a partagé les secrets de son processus d'écriture, une émotion, des paroles. Comment ça se passe pour lui?
You know what? It's a funny story, actually. It took me a long time to figure out how to write music. And one time I was hanging out with my friend and some friends of theirs, just playing music in Bournemouth in England. And I asked them, I said, how do you guys write these incredible songs? And this guy turns around to me and he says, just sit down and write it. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, just figure it out. And I it feels so straightforward when it's said out loud, but I did that. I sat down. I find like a riff or a sound that I really like, and then I just play it over and over, and I just sort of I just let the emotions take control, and I just see what comes out, and I sort of tweak it here and there as it goes through. But it's a very raw process, sometimes for better, sometimes for worse.
Et sans plus attendre, voici la chanson Time to Live, un titre original composé et publié sur sa chaîne YouTube il y a 2 ans maintenant.
Time I spent in purgatory, don't mean shit, so do it your way. Take me by the hand and lead me astray. Standing in naked in your bedroom doorway. Worry about my feelings, my guy, that is sweet. I haven't felt a thing in 100 weeks. Sitting with you talking, I'm glued to my seat. Let's cut the bullshit, get under the sheets. Don't overthink, they control me. No more thoughts to leave. Back once again in my prison cell, obstacles in my personal hell. It's like I never left, I know it too well. Still I'm happy, can't you tell? Scribbles on the ceiling, my diary. Expect a future dream where I am free. Shiny sharp thoughts to stick to me, but I'm still happy, can't you see? Don't overthink, they control me. No more thoughts, it's time to release. Shame it to what they want to see. Holding back a deep anxiety. Using confidence, no time to flee. But they'll never see what's underneath. Even as I talk, I'm scared they'll know. They see the naked person hiding low. Pick apart the seams of my one-man show. And I'd rather stick with my own flow. Don't overthink, they control me. No more thoughts, it's time to release. Don't overthink, they control me. No more thoughts, it's time to leave.
Jonnie Melancholy, donc cette chanson originale Time to Live, publiée sur sa chaîne YouTube où vous retrouvez d'autres covers et d'autres chansons originales. Et il nous a partagé pour ses derniers mots quels artistes l'ont inspiré dans l'évolution de sa carrière artistique.
That's interesting. I listen to a lot of music. And I've been thinking about that one recently and about who my inspirations are. Probably some of my favorite folk artists are people like Ben Howard. There's also an incredible violin musician called Seth Lakeman. And, you know, artists of that sort of genre, Paolo Nutini as well. It's a very folky, sort of very light, you know, genre. But I also try to mix it with my love for pop punk. I don't quite have the sound for pop punk, but I like to sometimes see if I can weave those themes into my music if I can. But yeah, I think it's really that sort of acoustic musicians like that really, you know, I just thought of a term that I would refer to, like I'm sat here with the window open listening to the rain and I'm thinking it's the sort of musicians that you would listen to when it's raining, when you want to feel like you're in the middle of a forest. And I think that those are my biggest inspirations and I'd love to be able to match that vibe one day.
La Longe, chronique musique de l'été, une production Média Ténois.